Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome. How's everyone doing today? I think we just had ECB interest rates there. Wow. So they forecasted to keep rates the same and they raised. Yeah, that's easy money on Euro JPY. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was expecting the interest rates to do if they raised, for that to bring strength to the dollar. Now, of course, we've got all of this USD news later on today. What we need to remember is the central bank's monetary policy is one of the main drivers of price. That's what markets are focusing on. That's why CPI did fuck all yesterday, but CPI is generally such a volatile event because it's giving us our inflation numbers, and then we as traders, or the market, is looking to see how the Fed will react. So obviously the Euro Central Bank is not the Fed, but if they raised, that's just showing that overall central bank's focus is still bringing down inflation. It's still the fight on inflation. So we saw it with the Bank of Canada do a surprise rate hike, and we saw gold sell off. I think that was 2 months ago. Now we've seen a surprise rate hike from the ECB. We can see that dollar strength coming in. Let's get gold up here. Overall, we can see gold is still bearish here, holding this bearish structure on the intraday, monthly, weekly. We're still looking bearish there on the weekly. Looking for the weekly, based off of the weekly analysis, to come down into this 1890 level. Just give me a second, chat. Okay, so from the weekly breakdown, we mentioned that this was a resistance being formed here around 1950. And we can look for this week to continue down back into this support. Now, you do have some issues here to the left. You'll notice all of these rejections right here. So if we look at a daily time frame, what can we see there? You can see that we do have a support around 1907 to about 1903. And then of course 1900 is right below that as well. 1900 flat, that psychological level. So there's a lot of issues here to the left in and around this zone. And we can see right now price is actually struggling to continue to move down. But based off of the weekly, I think for now we still focused on the sales. You know, in the session anything can happen with the news, so we'll stay adaptive. Yeah, there goes the hourly candle flipping bearish after that news. You grabbed some liquidity there off the rip with the news coming out, the euro interest rates. Got a retest of 1910, flipping back bearish. Yeah, it looks like you could begin to move down nicely here. It's tricky with the news coming out, but man, you know what? Stops would be pretty big here as well. So yeah, the news basically gave you a liquidity grab into 1910, and Comex is now giving you the rejections and that move to the downside. 4 hour candles here look beautiful for the sells, at least to come down into 1903. You can see that we had this support here on the 4 hour at 1908, where the previous 4 hour candle closed below, and then your current 4 hour pulled back to that 1910 level, like I say, with the news there. I like these rejections a lot. It's very tough with the news in 4 minutes, but let's see how this 5 minute candle closes. Okay, you've closed nice and bearish. Got 3 minutes until news. It's a bit tight. Bit too close for comfort, but I was thinking of taking these sells off of these rejections. I don't really want to have a stop all the way above here, but that would be a safer stop. It's about 40 pips, so I think what I'll do is I'll wait for the news. But I like these rejections here a lot off 1910. It looks pretty good to start moving down to me, but with news in 2-3 minutes, let's just wait. Anything can happen with the news. You know, if I could get into a position 10 minutes before news where I could see that there's a high probability I can get into 10, 15 pips at least, and then just move my stop loss to break even, I would do that. But here I think we're cutting it a bit fine. So you've got quite a lot of different folders here. You got core PPI, core retail sales, unemployment claims, and we even have the ECB press conference in another 15 minutes. But with all of these different folders, you know, there's a higher probability that these numbers come out mixed. So if numbers are coming out mixed, you may see some whipsaws, we may see some choppy market conditions, and you know, understanding that then allows you to take a step back and possibly be a little bit less aggressive, maybe even sit on your hands today. You know, if numbers are all good, then great. The gold sell should be very straightforward. If numbers are all bad, then we could probably adapt to the buys. But if numbers are mixed, then it's probably best to wait for the new 4-hour candle. So wait to see how the 4-hour candle closes. Allow that to show you some direction and see what NYSE does. But there it goes. Core retail sales good. Good. So far everything's looking good. Okay. Core PPR. Core PPR came out as forecast. That's not going to hold too much weight. Overall, you've got pretty good numbers here today. So gold sells make a lot of sense here. You can see we've already had a push. Now, this is where, if you know what you're doing, if you have experience, do your thing. But if you are newer, this is where you may be feeling FOMO. You may just want to jump in. Oh, it's selling off. It's selling off. Be patient. Be patient. Because we can easily see pullbacks here. We could see rejections of 1903. Not hard rejections. You never know. Anything can happen, right? But with this sort of news, you know, I mean, with the move with CPI yesterday, those numbers were one-sided, yet we still saw the whole news move being corrected and then some ranging. So personally, I'm just going to wait to see if we could get some sort of pullback. I'd like to see some 5-minute structure forming, or maybe wait for a 15-minute candle closing. And then if the next 15 can give us a nice wick up to retest these lows from London. then I can look to come down and target 1900. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Nico, Marco Angelo, Wayne, Ned, Investing Club. What's up? Mr. Petty, Justin, Actorino. What's up, everybody? Those sells yesterday. You know, the idea was there. Could have maybe managed differently. Since that was an idea that was very much in line with the higher time frame, what I was thinking about those sells was what I could have done differently is instead of bringing my stop loss in, because stops were here 16.2 originally, instead of bringing the stop loss in and taking that small loss, I could have rather kept the stop where it was in the safer place, trusting the higher time frame and the structure, and just closed half as it came back to break even, and then let it do its thing. Because this pretty much turned into like a swing trade. And I mean, that would be TP1, TP2, I think. Based off of the higher time frame structure, I mean, it makes perfect sense. You know, that is what we were looking for. To correct this move down here. ISM. DXY looks like it's breaking out to the upside here as well. I mean, with numbers like that, you can expect this sort of clean one-sided movement. You know, you could even be a little bit more aggressive like we were last year. Last year with trading the news, you know, taking something off of a 1 minute, but I would still like to rather see us pull back to like 1905. Then at least I know that I can have a stop loss above that key level, and also above the lows from London. Final TP today will be 1890 for any sells, so like a runner TP, same as yesterday. You know, looking at that weekly target of 1890, if you can get into some nice positions, you could easily be holding all the way down here to 1890. It's not going to necessarily play out in one swift move or this session, but possibly tomorrow we tap into that 1890, and then we get that Friday reversal off of the lows. You know, this is, so just remember this, everybody. This is the perfect scenario for seeing that Friday sort of reversal on gold that we speak about, that we hear about, is when you're coming into significant lows. Let's say we're trending bearish. So here we are obviously trending bearish, and then we've got these lows here at 1890. So coming down into these lows on Friday, I don't know how today's candle will close, obviously, but let's say we close a little bit closer down to 1890, and then tomorrow what we could potentially see is price continue to drive into that level and then come back and flip bullish, leaving a rejection, and possibly something like that. I don't know if we'll get a daily candle looking like that, but just be careful of rejections here tomorrow. Because this is such a significant level in price, this 1890, what you'll find is that I don't want to talk like institutions and that, but we'll see a lot of market participants taking profits at this level. That's personally would be my TP, 1890. So we'll see a lot of profit taking at that level, sellers stepping out, buyers stepping back in, and that's where you sort of get that kind of reversal. One minute setup? Hell no. Nah, not today, bro. I'm not feeling it. I don't trust the 1 minute these days with news. Yeah, this news makes sense that, we should see a nice one-sided move, but I don't think it's going to be crazy. I think we'll get opportunities, some pullbacks. If not now, if this does just drive down to 1900, I would still expect a pullback either before the 4-hour closes, leaving a wick to fill, or on the new 4-hour we get a nice top wick up to 1905, maybe 1903. So I'd rather wait for that than get too aggressive here above 1900 where we could see rejections. So yeah, this is what I want to see. Come on. And then I can be aggressive. Then I can go full margin or whatever the case, But right now, I don't want to rush anything on a 1 minute. Full margin. Kabloid. Bloned. I see. I don't know if anybody follows the trading. What is it called? The trading memes. Let me find this page. I think it's just called the trading memes on Instagram. Fuck, they've been ripping into SA traders lately. They literally just make memes of us. I'm gonna take the South African flag off of my Instagram bio. Fuck. Yeah, let me do that. That's a good idea. I'm not from South Africa. From Namibia. And that one video of Jason Noah flipping an account with I think it was NFP. No, but that's anyway. Signal. I sent the signal. Yeah, fuck, here it is. Here it is. What's up, Ben?
Signal, I gave the signal. I gave the signal. Classic Forex trade. Kablowy. Kablowy. I gave.
Shit, this was yesterday. That video was literally from yesterday with the CPR. Imagine taking bars off the rip with the CPR. Anyway. I sent the signal. Okay, a 15-minute candle closed right at 1903. It's very tricky there. Obviously, you've closed very strong bearish. With this momentum, we could see this wick fall on the 15. You know, there's nothing here for me really. If this 5-minute is closing bearish, that's almost like a minor break and retest below 1903. It's sort of like a resistance forming. You could get that push to 1900 now. I don't know. I'm not in a rush for that. But yeah, let's say you close like that on the 5-minute. Next 5 closes like that. Then, you know, we can start to push down here. I would still want a deeper pullback. I don't think I'll mess around with something like that for today. This candle closes engulfing the previous bullish candle. You know, that looks even better. I just want a deeper pullback. It's nice if price gets pulled back to 1909, 1910 area. I agree. I do think that's a very nice area to pull back to. These would be my top options for the day. Pullbacks to 1905 or 1905.7, or pullbacks to, I've got 1908.5, but you know, you could, if you're going to come up all this way, you could just tap 1910 as well. Something like that. I think just the idea of pulling back so deep, pulling back, let's say 50, 60 pips, is like, people are scared to wait for that, but it happens so often in New York session where you do get a deeper pullback like that. And if you can be patient and wait for that pullback to retest, let's say for instance, you know, this is your low from London session. It's a perfect area to retest. You've got a very specific price point to work with. If you can scale into a 1 minute, even a 5 minute, and then, you know, take trades off of that level, keep the stops above there, you can get a really nice risk to reward. But like I say, most times people can't even fathom that price will pull back that deep. And we just want to see price drop and drop and drop and drop, you know? So you want to rush and get in. But times have changed. Last year we had those sort of moves. This year we don't. And you have to adapt. At this point, waiting for NYC is the safest option. I do agree, but if there's a setup before, I don't mind taking something. What's up, nerd? How you doing, bro? Is that Mo? Must be. Okay, so this is where I want to see rejections. It is the last 7 minutes or so of the 4-hour candle, so we're starting to see that pullback now, and a nice bottom wick being left behind for the wick fall on the new 4-hour. So considering we've had this pullback already, to come back and grab some liquidity, you know, this is an instance where I wouldn't need to see too steep of a top wick on the new 4-hour. I'm not saying that it can't happen. But yeah, this is where I want to see rejections. So this is where I could take something a little bit more aggressive, like I say. Okay. Yeah, chat, the way that 1 minute closed is very nice there. I'm actually going to give it a shot on the break of the bearish candle low there. Stops would be about 25 pips, let's call it. Okay. So I'm in here, taking some sells. I'm going to have my stops. Like I say, stops about 25 pips. 1906.7. Shit. You know what, chat? Just looking at this level here. I'm gonna have my stop a little bit higher. I'm gonna have it at 7.5. It's a little bit bigger, but I think it's gonna be safer. Yeah, since it's quite an aggressive entry, I'm gonna give it a little bit more room. So yeah, this was quite an aggressive entry, but what I see is that generally the more aggressive the pullback, the more aggressive the rejection. And this is, like I say, those lows from London. So we also had that 1905 level there, and we had that 1 minute tap into the lows from London, fake out of 1905 as well. So taking it there on the 1 minute, obviously waiting for at least like a 5 is going to be a lot better. But I'm happy here with the stop loss placement above this London low. And, you know, we've also got that news on our side here with a very strong dollar. Overall, good numbers for the dollar. You don't always see, you know, 4 out of 5 folders being good. So this should give you really nice one-sided clean movement. So just going to be confident in those numbers, and also some of the carryover from CPI, since that was also good for the dollar. Okay, 5 minute closed nicely there, also below 1905. So we've had that kind of fake out on the 5 minutes of 1905. Your 15 did close bullish, but a weak bullish. You can see that wick up into this previous structure, still closing below the structure, below 1905. 30 minutes also nice and bearish below the structure, nice wick to fill. I'm not expecting to see too much of a top wick on this new candle. This would have probably been a safer entry confirmation. This 5 minutes closing bearish now. The XY closed bullish above that level. Yeah, it looks good. Now, looks like we just possibly broke the previous 15-minute high. If you want to manage based off of that, you can. But I'm gonna hold off here. 5 minute close bullish there. Not ideal. But I'm just trusting what I've seen again and again. And I'm gonna let it run. I'm just concerned we come back up to these highs from the news. You know, sometimes we come correct the whole move and then get the continuation. Oh, chat. Yeah, that was a tough one. Went against me quite quickly. Yeah, so, you know, 4 hour pulling back, you might pull back into like 19 or 8.5. It's pretty, yeah, it was tough taking that aggressive entry. When like could have waited a little bit more patiently for, you know, something on a 5 minute. But I really thought with this, like I say, that aggressive pullback there, and seeing that sort of fake out of 1905, that we could push on this new 4 hour. Came for the top wick for the news. Yeah, like I say, so that's something we see quite often. You know, I could have had a slightly bigger stop there, but I wasn't willing to move it again. So, you know, because initially I wanted my stop above these highs, so that was already kind of too much, you know. Don't mess even me up. Yeah, let's see. I'm thinking to maybe even call it a day. So far, it hasn't been the greatest of weeks here. So, man. Yeah, too early. Too early, I rushed it. Let's see, maybe that was just touching into the highs from the news. That looks like a nice rejection candle on the 5 minute. If it can close bearish potentially. With the cowboy entry. Fuck, man. That 5 minute is nice. That's the kind of rejection I want to see. Yeah, it's tough to pull the trigger immediately after a loss. You know, don't want to just jump in. But that is a nice entry confirmation there. That rejection on that 5. Maybe waiting for the 15 to close. But I think that might be your pullback to continue. Yeah, let me wait for the 15 and I'll see. I'll see. See if there's any headlines from that ECB press conference. Story remained too high for too long. We got FOMC next week, so that'll be very interesting. All in. I'm surprised we haven't had too much ranging before FOMC. The last, or earlier in the year, the first few FOMCs, we had range for like 2 weeks before the meeting. Smart money is waiting. Yeah, at this order block. Yeah, your 15-minute close quite strong, bullish there. You know, you could get pullbacks to that 1910. Fifteen minutes until NYC. So yeah, probably safest to wait for NYC now. It's going to be tricky if this 30-minute close is so strong bullish. You know, because that's quite a strong rejection. You have 1903 and 1905. I don't actually want to see this 30-minute closing back above 1905.8. Then it might just be a little bit of a range forming. But I think we still look good to come and revisit these lows today at least. You know, I'm still looking at this as your pullback. It's just a funky area. It's like we've pulled back exactly to the news high though. The high from the news candle. So there's a nice reaction. "15-minute FVG. Waiting with the tinfoil hat. Man, that's the 5-minute I like to see. If this 5 could close engulfing the previous bullish 5, to me, that's pretty much good enough for an entry signal based off of the 5-minute. It's tough with the way the previous 15 looks. But I'm not normally too concerned about the 15. You know, the 30-minute looks perfect here. We've got a nice bearish 30-minute candle closing below support here. Nice wick to fill. You've had a deep pullback, top wick being formed. If this 30-minute flips with 10 minutes to NYC, you could easily fill that wick before NYC. Tapping 1905. If you close below 1905, that's even better. Stop should be about 30 pips. You know what, chat? I'm gonna call it a week, but I'll paper trade this idea. I'm gonna call it a week. Hasn't been the best week, so I'm just going to take it easy. You know, next week being FOMC, market's gonna be here tomorrow. It's gonna be here next week. There's no rush. Taking what, three L's in a row now. So yeah, I'm rather not gonna mess around. But this is a paper trade idea. So we've had that pullback now. You've had a much better confirmation. It's still not great, but this is what I like to see. We've got this bearish engulfing candle on the 5 minute. You've had a nice pullback after this initial impulse move from the news. We came up into this general area, this previous support. You know, we basically retested the highs from the news, which sometimes we do. On to the next one. Yes, sir. So the issue here is you're still above 1905, so you would want to take it on the break of this kind of 1 minute structure here. $200 MA hit the 360. What's your bias? A strong short in NYC? Yeah, most probably. Everything is lining up nice and bearish, but you are in a troublesome area on the higher time frame as well. Around 1900, as you can see. 1900 is right here. I don't think it should give us too many issues today with that news that came out. And like I say, it's not every day that you see such one-sided numbers when you've got so many different folders. We had 5 different folders for the dollar, 4 of which were good. One came out as expected. So this should all support gold sells. We can see that dollar strength there, that initial move up with the news. And then higher time frame gold is bearish as well. So coming into NYC, we've got a 4-hour candle closing. And, you know, generally just based off price action, looking at how that 4-hour candle closes, you can get nice trade ideas for NYC. So you can see here we are bearish, 4-hour candle close bearish as well. You know, the volume carrying over from that news could be solid to give you a wick full here. Yeah, that 5 minute looks nice after giving you that top wick. Looks really good. You might not even need such a big stop there. Probably keep it here. Platinum range. What's that? Into the 180 Fibbo. Solid. If 30 closes bearish, should see a nice move down. 15 also looks good. Yeah, 15 looks really nice. So I jumped the gun today, chat. I really did. And what I could have done differently on that entry, so I must say I think I was quite convinced with this idea here. I could have had either a smaller stop, taken a smaller loss, given it a second chance, or had a bigger stop here above the highs from the news. I don't think I should have done that though. You know, like I said, maybe my conviction was actually too much. Jumped the gun, but hey, there's the idea. So yeah, we broke that structure on the 1 minute that I was talking about there, just below 1905. These lows right here. So there's the trade idea here. Like I say, for me, this is just a paper trade. Just putting on the screen for you guys to give just a trade idea, you know. I think that looks very clean. But yeah, I mean, I'm frustrated, you know. I'm frustrated, so I'd rather not take this myself. I'm gonna call it a week, like I say. Limit the downside. You're centering now? Nah, rather not. I mean, overall, not a terrible week, but not great. Obviously, three L's in a row now, 4 actually. And then, yeah, I shouldn't be down too much, but probably still up for September. Yeah, still up for September at least. Were the numbers good for the dollar? Yeah, they were. They were all around good. You only had core PPI come out as forecast. So generally, if something's coming out on the forecast, it's not going to hold too much weight, because these forecasted numbers are essentially priced in already. So you got this one folder coming in, priced in, and then this was all good. So pretty plain sailing sells there. But yeah, Chad, I mean, look, we all make mistakes. I can learn from it. You can also learn from it if you're newer. You can see that patience pays. You know, even though maybe I was right, I was early, and I ended up taking a loss. But we'll be back. So with NYSE now coming in like 10 seconds, I would be careful as you come into these lows from news, possibly even securing some. That should be about 25 pips. Yeah, you also closed just about no bottom wick on the 15. So definitely look at maybe securing some, but what you could see with NYC is that maybe you do get a wick up to 1905 before you continue moving bearish. I like that you've closed below 1903. Look at the 30 minutes. Hey Chad, what's up? Long time. 'Scalping trading, GJ? Nah, I don't trade GJ. 15, no bottom wick. Definitely look at managing if that's something you look at. You know, it is tricky as you come down into the lows from the news, but um, I would hold runners. I'm not in here, guys. This was a paper trade for me. Just a trade idea for the chat. I'm done for the day. Where's Jared? Don't know. How you been, Chad? Are you still streaming London? Ned. What? Come on. I never streamed London after the first day. Why not? Stressful. That's a good thing you didn't stream London, man. It's a shit session. It was nice once upon a time. Maybe if you're trading TJ, London is fine. Yeah, bro, good. You can see I'm trading New York now. Much better volume than London. London has been very slow. The last few months, London has been tough, especially trading gold. And I'm only trading gold at the moment. Did you stop working out? Oh, that is an insult, Chad. That is an insult, bro. Okay, so you're getting a wick up here to 1905. Yeah, it's tough with the 15-minute no bottom wick. I do like how you closed though below this support at 1903. But very normal for NYC to give you a little bit of a pullback. To me, it still looks pretty good. Bro, I spend like 2 hours a day at gym. Ask me, did I stop working out? Shit. Okay, yeah, so that first 5 of NYC closed bullish there, so be careful. If you took this sell idea, be careful. Maybe take some off at break even, yeah. follow your stream since London. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I do recognize you. You've been here for some time. Yeah, I haven't been ChubbyCon in a while. Hey, chat. Okay, well, you know what? That's my day. Thought I would stick around just to, you know, just to see how NYC played out. But honestly, I'm done. So, you know, those sell ideas, you've come back to entry there. I would be careful, possibly manage now at NYC. It could always give you another confirmation and you can add back. You know, 1905 is right here. That could be your top wick for the NYC candle. That could be your pullback. But it's tough that you are coming down into these lows and respecting the lows. It is pretty tough. Anyway, chat, take it easy. See you guys tomorrow.